Teddy bear polo, line crest polo, swap meet polo, you look like a bozo. Partner, that is Bobo, you should slow your roto. My movie runs in slow-mo, I'm chillin' dipped in polo. Is that real polo? I have to say, oh no, my polo is for show though. Heather Gray and Coco, my cousins Man and Momo, got 63 polos. Mercurized is so cold, with khakis like the Cholo. Polo blue and black, I smell like 50 racks. Create your own big pony, 110 plus tags. I'm 3XLT flossing, Vaughn and Harold walking, 91 polos, I be polo bossing. You can rock the sailboat, I'ma rock that horse though. Say what you say so, it's polo on my torso. Polo hats and t-shirts, polo shorts and shoes, polo shades it on my fade, this is what I do. Big pony smash play, let's get it. Polo on my back play, boys all fitted. We be rockin' polo, we be rockin' polo, we be rockin' polo, we be rockin' polo.
Greetings and welcome to another edition of Seamless Style, powered by Politics and Polaroids. I'm your host, Mr. Parker. Greetings, and salutations, gentlemen and ladies. This is, if I'm not mistaken, episode 251. And for episode 251, we're going to veer away from rustic chic equestrian for at least this week. And because of the time of year that we are entering, which we are officially by date entering fall, and we're also knee deep, not quite waist deep, but we're knee deep into the best sports time of year, which is American football. All right. We got great college games going on. We have great pro games going on. Man, what a time of year. This is the best time of year. These next 3 months are the best time of year, hands down. All right. So we want to do some dressy, athletic inspired, collegiate inspired, prep school inspired looks today. All right. Now, why am I turned backwards? Well, there's a reason for that. And the reason is that when you are blessed enough to be able to land your number one grail piece, that particular piece deserves its own grand introduction. All right. So I want to be a little dramatic. I want to be a little dramatic here for a minute, if that's all right. All right. I'm going to have 3 rigs for you, plus the ensemble I'm wearing makes a total of 4 looks today. All right. Let's start at the bottom of my look. I started my look off at the bottom, a nice pair of brown leather loafers. All right. Buckle across the vamp area, across the top of the vamp. Nice chocolate brown loafers. My hosiery, athletic inspired. Cotton socks in a red and navy rugby stripe. Okay. By Polo Blue Label. Scroll up. I have stenciled GTH rugby inspired chinos, all right, in a Bowden khaki with rugby inspired stencil designs all over. Rugby player, a old school football helmet, all types of wonderful rugby football inspired motif throughout these chinos. Okay. Scroll up. I am wearing a white OCBD. I have a red and navy block rep stripe bow tie. And over top of that, over top of the OCBD is the Magna Carta Holy Grail, the rugby big kicker sweater. It broke the bank. I paid more than what I wanted to actually pay for it. But this is a YOLO moment. You only live once. All right, you only live once. The big kicker. Boat neck, which is not my favorite color, but I'm not mad at it. Boat neck sweater. Giant big kicker motif on top of the navy base sweater with white trimming at the top, white on the sleeve, giant number 12 on the back. This piece is fantastic. This piece is fantastic. It took me 6 years to get a hold of my number one grail piece, but I finally got your ass. My Magna Carta Holy Grail, man. I'm over the moon about this, man. Like this piece is just something that when I saw it, the first time I saw it, I wanted it. And I searched every day for 6 years. And I was finally able to grab it. And to finish the look off, I went with an RL67 sports coat in a wonderful tartan pattern, navy, college green, forest green, gold, red. The iconic RL67 lapel, which is a wide lapel with a throat latch, dual vented. Wonderful way to finish off the look. I even threw on a Rugby Ralph Lauren collegiate style muffler. That's navy, college green, gold, a little bit of red in the London Scottish motif and crest, as well as some black watch tartan thrown in there. All right. So that's how I finished off my look. I'm at a loss for words, man. I am at a loss for words. I love this ensemble. I love this grail piece. It will forever be a valued, priceless staple for my collection. All right. Now, with that said, fragrance of the ensemble and fragrance of the episode. Polo Red Rush. Why Polo Red Rush? Well, we are starting fall. Polo Red Rush is a year-round fragrance, but it definitely has a heavy citrus flavor, which lends to a beginning of fall type of aroma. It also lends to, we're in fall, but temperature wise, we're not quite there yet. That's what the citrus notes of Polo Red Rush remind me of. All right. So it works perfectly for the time of year that we are in. All right. Now, if you have not enjoyed Polo Red Rush yet, you really want to go ahead and get you a bottle of this, man, because I promise you, Polo Red Rush is one of them ones. All right. It's one of them ones that's a head turner and a conversation starter when it comes to the opposite sex. Okay. So you really want to grab this if you haven't already grabbed it, or at least sample it. Make sure it works with your body, etc. Without any further ado, y'all ready? Me too. Man, let's go. Now, our first rig features my number 2 grail of all time. All right. It features my number 2 grail of all time, which is the Indian Head cardigan. All right. The original Indian Head cardigan by Rugby Ralph Lauren. All right. Now, in the past, you've seen me style this very similar to how it was styled in one of the more iconic Rugby Ralph Lauren commercials, right? Which is with the Gordon dress tartan shirt, the foul yard bow tie. I typically like to style it like that just because I think that look works perfectly with the cardigan. But today I wanted to do something a little different because I wanted to dress it up a little bit more. All right. I wanted to dress it up a little bit more. So we went with a different look. I'll let you determine if it's a better look or not. But we went with a different look and a dressier look for this particular episode. All right. Let's start at the bottom. Monk straps. All right. Polo Blue Label double monk strap shoes. All right. This particular pair is of a cognac hue. All right. Nice, clean look. The monk strap is a polarizing piece of dress shoe footwear. Some gentlemen are over the monk strap. That's fine. Not a problem. To each his own. Me personally, the monk strap does have a place, in my opinion. It has a place. Sometimes it just fits the aesthetic. It just fits the aesthetic. All right. And in this particular instance, it definitely fits the aesthetic of this overall look. Now, as far as hosiery, I went with a solid pair of college green dress socks. All right. Polo Blue Label. Scroll up. We have this wonderful two-piece. All right. Wool flannel two-piece. Glen plaid pattern with touches of a beautiful burnt orange inside of the Glen plaid pattern. All right. Our slim fit dress slacks along with our lapel collared waistcoat. All right. If you scroll up, you see we have a club collared dress shirt. White club collar, green and white stripes. All right. Attached to that is a Chaps Ralph Lauren necktie. Navy with all over footballs. All right. We're sticking with the theme here. And then we even went with our Elgin pocket watch to give it a little more of a vintage vibe, a vintage look. And our piece de resistance is the Indian head cardigan by Rugby Ralph Lauren. The iconic Indian head cardigan by Rugby Ralph Lauren. All right. A wonderful college green, wide shawl collar that is collegiately striped in college green and white. On our left chest, we have a wonderful indigenous chief head. On our left sleeve, we have a Rugby R crest, chenille patched in red and black. On our right chest, we have three patches, three very nice sized patches. We have a 1936 state champ rugby ball. We have county class A champions, 1939 RLRFC rugby ball. And then we have an RFC 1939 crest under that. On our white stripe pocket, below the entry of the pocket, we have the number 12. On the back, we have rugby written in chenille patch lettering. This cardigan is leather elbow patched in brown. Just a beautiful piece of iconography. Just a beautiful piece of iconography. I actually had it in my head that if I never got a hold of the Rugby Big Kicker sweater, my life would not be incomplete. I wouldn't be satisfied. I wouldn't be disappointed. I was going to hunt for this sweater to the day that I went to the upper room. But with that said, because I had my second grail of all time, I was a happy camper. But now, over the moon. All right. But this look, this vibe is an iconic vibe, right? It's an iconic look. The two-piece Peaky Blinders style, roaring 20s style, right? With a collegiate cardigan over top. Whether you do collegiate cardigan, sateen jacket, letterman's jacket, anytime you take a two-piece, right, with matching suit trousers and the matching waistcoat, and you throw a varsity piece over top, it just touches the soul. It just reaches the spirit of being a Ralph Lauren collector, right? But when you talk about this piece right here, it just takes it to an entirely different level. Now, for our second rig, we feature a cardigan that until I spotted it on eBay several years ago, I didn't even know existed. And when I spotted this piece, I knew it was a piece I had to have. I knew it was. At the time that I spotted it, I was not super into Navy cardigans. I had quite a few because at the time that I worked for the brand, Navy was the primary component and hue that was mandatory for a uniform look. So I was kind of over Navy. But it's the details. It's the details of this cardigan that made it a no-brainer. All right, it made it a no-brainer. All right. Here, what we did was we dressed it up nice with subtle hues, very muted hues, but a lot of detail, right? A lot of detail. Let's start at the bottom. We pulled out another pair of monk straps, all right? We still in the Polo blue label. This particular pair, the brother of the monk straps on rig 1, these are in a wonderful oxblood hue. All right. Double monk strap, Polo blue label, oxblood hued monk straps, double monk straps. All right. Again, the monk strap serves a purpose here, right? It just fits aesthetically with the overall look and vibe, the overall dress look and vibe of this particular ensemble. All right. Hosiery. We went a little whimsical, all right? But our main hue is still so muted that it's one of those double take type of looks, right? When you're sitting down and you fold that leg over and they see your sock, they do a double take. Oh, okay, I see what he did. Because these particular socks are GTH all over football players on your hosiery, all right? Scroll up. The Rugby Ralph Lauren wool flannel trousers in the iconic skull and bone GTH all over. All right. Beautiful college gray wool flannel trousers, slim fit, slim cut, just a gorgeous pair of wool trousers. All right. Scroll up. We have a Rugby Ralph Lauren club collar sports shirt. White club collar with a Gordon dress tartan pattern. Man, the shirt is amazing. It's amazing. All right. We attached a wonderful Polo Ralph Lauren necktie with a gold base, floral, navy, and ruby red hues on our floral pattern. All right. Our tie bar is a Rugby Ralph Lauren tie bar. What you want me to tell you? All right. Over top of that, our featured piece, our navy cardigan, which has a wonderful giant chenille patched rugby kicker in front of a rugby field goal and a giant rugby ball, all in college green and white. Again, chenille patched, wonderful size, and it's on our left center. All right, so like on our rib. So it's not up by the chest. It's in a unique position that just works. It just works. All right. We have collegiate striping, 2 collegiate stripes and an off-white on our left sleeve. We have snuff suede elbow patches. And we have rugby written in collegiate lettering on the right side at the bottom of our cardigan. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. All right. You can finish this look off with a tam or a baker's cap, which I have one in an iconic herringbone in the black or gray that just finishes this look off perfect if we need to have any headwear. All right. But this look is just, it's a perfect look. It's an iconic look. It's one of those looks that nobody dislikes, right? It's one of those looks that nobody has anything negative to say about. Whether you're a more flashy or flamboyant collector, or you're of the minimalist variety, right? You like to stay more laid back, more muted. This look fits all aesthetic across the board. On our second rig, I stated that this is a look that even the most flamboyant to the most minimalist of collectors can appreciate. This look somewhat continues on that trend. Now, this last rig is a bit more, just a bit more flashy than the second rig. But that said, because of the level of vintage in this look, I would not understand if any of you did not appreciate this. If there was a single person that doesn't appreciate this look, I would be dumbfounded. I would be flabbergasted. I would be gobsmacked.
Oh, come on now, dog.
Ugh, gobsmacked, just that word just never, it sounds ugh. Let's forget about gobsmacked. Let's not use that as men, right? Let's not use that. Anyway, this look is oozing with vintage. All right. Let's just go straight into the look, because pretty much everything you're gonna see in this look is a vintage vibe. It's vintage pieces, and it screams vintage Ivy. All right. Start at the bottom. The Ralph Lauren Johnston and Murphy collaborative wingtips with the spectator style to them. All right. And the brown tan cognac type hue with the what do I want to call this? Maybe a pewter. Well, no, I'm going to say just a khaki hue, a khaki hued vamp and side panel. All right. The ventilation, the stitching. This is just, when you're talking about a vintage, whimsical, fun pair of dress shoes, this is it right here. All right. Both companies outdid themselves with this collaborative effort. Hosiery wise, I went with college green and navy striped socks with a gold polo player. All right. Scroll up. We have a pair of college gray slim fit chinos. Scroll up some more. We have the iconic Columbia hued OCBD. We attached a gold foul yard bow tie to that for our whimsical aspect. And then over top of that, we have a heavyweight rugby jersey. All right. A heavyweight rugby jersey. Now, I say heavyweight, obviously it's not going to be as heavy as any of the other featured pieces that you saw here today. But from a standpoint of a jersey or a long sleeve t-shirt, if you will, it's heavyweight. All right. It's got wonderful stitching and details throughout this piece. All right. Our centerpiece is black with an RLFC scribble logo in the center, Ralph Lauren Football Club, embroidered on the top. On our left chest, we have a black griffin. On our right sleeve, we have a diamond patch number 4. All right. Just a wonderful rugby Ralph Lauren piece that whether you dress it up in the case that we did here, or you dress it down with a pair of sweatpants and some sneakers, it's a eye-catching piece just because of the nostalgia aspect. All right. And then over top of that, we threw on a wonderful, beautiful sports coat. All right. Now, you can call this houndstooth, but this pattern is so large. It's damn near bull mastiff tooth. Right. So this bull mastiff tooth tweed sports coat, 2-button, super wide lapel. I'm talking, when we're talking vintage, this is the size lapel we're talking about. All right. Super wide lapel for a wonderful, beautiful vintage look. Dual vented. This piece by Polo Blue Label is a winner. Pure and simple. All right. We accessorized it with a rugby Ralph Lauren lapel button. We put our Polo Ralph Lauren eyeglasses in our pocket. And just because we are, on a mission to stand out with this look instead of putting them in the pocket on some subtlety type shit, we went a little flamboyant and have them hanging on the outside. It's just something that we can do because we can. All right. Finish this look off with a matching flat cap. So if you have a similar hued houndstooth flat cap, which I do, then it will fit perfectly with this overall aesthetic. All right. Now, another cap you could do, if you really want to go for that supreme collegiate vibe, is a dad cap. Now, I wouldn't do a polo player dad cap. You need to try to find something in the rugby. Probably needs to be green or at least navy or gray. But that is going to change up your aesthetic slightly. Now, the look is still going to be great. Don't get me wrong. But even though the rugby jersey is the featured piece, the supreme aesthetic of this sports coat is what's really setting this entire look off. All right. So for me, I would prefer, like I said, a similar hued houndstooth flat cap, estate driving cap, tam, baker's cap, whatever. All right. But with that said, this look is perfect for when you just want to show off that vibe, right? You want to show off that Ivy League apparel type love that we have, right? If you're going to a game, this look is perfect. But if you're just going on a weekend outing, this look is perfect, all right? Just depending on what your activities are, you could lose the bow tie. It wouldn't hurt nothing, right? It wouldn't hurt anything to lose the bow tie and just go with the OCBD, all right? There are different things you can do, but the main parts of the aesthetic, the main parts of this ensemble, which is your footwear, your chinos, your jersey, and your sports coat, is what the standout pieces are. All right. And like I said, this look is just universally across the board accepted in our community, our culture, as one of them ones. And that's another episode in the books. So what do you guys think, man? Like I said, we veered away from rustic chic equestrian this week just to pay homage to the looks, the vibes, the aesthetic that we all love, man. We all love varsity. We all love collegiate, right? We all love that. Anybody that's here has an affinity for those looks, even if it's just on a smaller level, right? You may not be all the way up to me where I obsess with it, right? You might be somewhere in between. But all of us, when we see a nice varsity inspired look, we're like, oh, he did it. He did that. That shit. Hell. Every look ended up being verse. Every look ended up being varsity infused rustic chic. Hey man, it is what it is, man. We doing big things over here at Seamless Style. I want to give a big shout out to two people. Number one, I want to give a big shout out to my man Rogers Anderson. All right. Both of these people that I'm going to shout out are viewers of the channel, right? They're subscribers to the Patreon. And they've been here pretty much since day one. But they also both turned into friends, right? Outside of the content, right? Like I rock with both of these dudes, like in all sincerity. But I want to give a big shout out to Rogers Anderson, man, because he made a nice donation to the channel this morning, man. Nice donation to the channel, and it's just humbling, man. The story that went along with the donation, just the things he was telling me, man. It's why I do it. It's why I do it. And I'm gonna tell you, this has been a rough week. This has been a rough week, man. My not my sanity, but my composure, right? My anger management classes that I successfully graduated from several years back, it was tested this week. It was tested this week. But you know, my homeboy this morning with the donation and the information, I'm not going to speak on what he said, but let's just say, you know, it was very humbling, man, and I'm very appreciative, brother. Salute. And the other person I want to give a big shout out to is my man Jerry McKinney. My partner Jerry keep me on my toes, man. That's my dude, man. Congratulations on your recent purchase. That thing fire. It's fire. And just wanted to tell you, brother, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Salute. Oh, so I apologize for this episode being so late as far as the upload. Like I said, man, it's been a rough week. That's including feeling under the weather Thursday and all day Friday. Thursday afternoon and all day Friday. I really wasn't feeling good. I'm good now. But yeah, it was a situation where there was no way I was going to be able to get up and record anything. All right. So once this hits the YouTube, which would be today, Saturday afternoon, trust me when I tell you, I just recorded it, right? However long it takes me to edit, get everything how I want it, and then upload it to YouTube. Like I'm literally gonna start editing as soon as I finish recording. All right. So I'm getting it to you just a little bit late. My apologies. Anywho, next week's episode, I honestly don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know yet. It could be rustic chic equestrian, because I got rustic chic equestrian for days. I got plenty of rustic chic equestrian. It might be I might go back to that. I might do another varsity. I might do something just completely different. I have not decided yet. All right. But one thing I can guarantee you is that next week's episode will be here next Saturday. All right. So what I need for you to do is I need for you to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and tell a friend, man, we here. Football season is upon us. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate by getting dressed, because that's what we do as Ralph Lauren guys. All right. Artists paint pictures. Haters paint narratives. Y'all have a good one.